Hello again, welcome back to Hawk Talk. We got some more news for you, so we're coming back at you. I'm Aaron Schoonmaker alongside, of course, UNC beat writer Brian Mull. We're 8 games into the season. The Seahawks have been on the road for the last 5 of them. Brian, tell us a little bit about the road trip and how we're at.
It has been a while since the Seahawks have played a game in Trask Coliseum, November 18th, of that thrilling victory over Morehead State. Since then, the Seahawks have continued to improve, exceeding expectations certainly to this point. The coaching staff is getting a pretty clear understanding of what this team needs to do to be successful. Guys are buying into their roles, and I've enjoyed watching them develop.
Now, they've kind of gone to a 7-man rotation here at this point, getting the majority of the minutes, 7 guys averaging 19 minutes or more. How does that settle in with what Buzz Peterson's trying to do?
Yeah, he kind of settled on this smaller lineup a few games ago. The second half of the North Carolina A&T game, they went smaller, spread the court, and ever since he's moved Tanner Milson into the lineup, it's really given them a dynamic of scoring on the perimeter and a better ball handling. You know, the team has struggled so much with turnovers early, and Tanner's played more at the point each game. Their turnover rate has gone down significantly in each of the last 3 games, and in turn, Chad Tomko, his assist to turnover ratio has gone up as he's played off the ball a little bit more.
You mentioned that the Wake Forest game just the other day, just 7 turnovers, a season low right there. They're 4-4. They've got the 30th difficult strength of schedule right now. They're a top 75 RPI. Where can they move forward from there?
Well, you know, it's really a game-by-game situation with this team. They have to remain within their identity. They have to follow the game plan. They don't have any individuals who are strong enough to kind of break off the plan and win a game one-on-one. But when they function together, as they have done very well at times, they move the ball. They get a lot of open shots. There's a lot of assists on their field goals, and it's a type of basketball where they're not making a lot of mistakes, and they certainly have an opportunity to be in a lot of games late.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of good shots, shooting nearly 45% from the field, shooting nearly 42% from behind the arc. That team's really coming about. How is this recruiting class doing? I know you've been keeping up with them just about every day. What have they been doing?
Well, the recruiting class, most of those guys are anywhere from 3 to 5, 6 games into their high school seasons. All the teams are off to pretty strong starts. Freddie Jackson's got New Hanover off to a good start here. The 2 guards from Georgia, Adam Smith and K.K. Simmons, have had some 30-point games already, playing against some stiff competition down there in Georgia. And it's really an interesting class to watch from afar. Luke Hager, the kid from Whitney Young, powerful program in Chicago, his team's going to be on ESPNU Thursday at 5 o'clock, so Seahawk fans can get a glimpse of the future there.
Well, very good. Now, going around the CAA, what are some of the storylines that we need to be caught up on? I know we've kind of gone over the UNCW program. What else is going on?
Well, this is probably the strongest the CAA has been, certainly since the 2005-06 season. I think 6 CAA teams finished that year in the top 90 in the RPI, and of course George Mason went to the Final Four that year. This year, the conference is 54-34 in non-conference games to this point. ODU has some significant victories. They beat Clemson. They beat 3 of the top programs in the A10. VCU beat UCLA. Of course, Drexel beat Louisville last night at Louisville. Pretty much manhandled them on the boards, and Delaware has shown some signs of promise. So the league is really good. I spoke to Assistant Commissioner Ron Berdovich earlier this week. He's a very happy man.
Yeah, UNCW lost their opener in the conference to George Mason, but like you said, that's going to be a very difficult conference. The winner's still up in the air on that one, it sounds like.
Absolutely. Old Dominion was the preseason favorite. I picked VCU. I think either of those teams could win it. George Mason is someone also that cannot be overlooked, and don't count Drexel out either.
Absolutely. Well, we got a week ahead coming to us. We got 3 more games before the holiday break. Talk a little bit about the road ahead for the Seahawks.
Yeah, I was joking with Buzz Peterson. I said, here you are again. You're in another one of these NBA type schedules, and he said, yeah, it's like an NBA West Coast swing with three games in 5 days. Fortunately for the Seahawks, 2 of those games are in Trask Coliseum. Radford coming in on Saturday night, the 18th, followed by Illinois State on the 20th, and then a trip up the road to Bowie's Creek on the 22nd to face Campbell. They have a new arena there, and it'll be interesting to see how the fans are in the new arena. The old one held about 950 people, so that was always an interesting place to watch a game. But and then the Seahawks have about a week off around the Christmas break, as far as they don't play any games. I'm not sure exactly how much of that time they'll get to spend at home, but I'm sure they'll be home with their families for Christmas.
Absolutely. Like we already discussed, they've had a very difficult schedule up to this point. You got to figure they're going to want to take at least 2 of these 3, if not all 3 of these down the stretch.
They do have an opportunity to build some momentum. If you look at the schedule with these 3 games and then the 3 games immediately after Christmas, right now, it's still a little early to give the RPI a whole lot of credit, but all of those teams are 214 or worse in the RPI. So when you look at those games, 4 of those games are at home. It's certainly one of the softer stretches on what's a pretty demanding schedule. So Buzz Peterson and staff would love to see these guys rack up a few more wins going into, as we mentioned, a very difficult CAA.
Yeah, and I'm sure the fans will like to see that as well. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. We've got plenty of games to get to this upcoming week. We're going to lead that into the holiday break, and then we'll come back to you guys with some more information and some more updates on Seahawk basketball. For Brian, I'm Aaron, and we're going to keep you up to date, so keep checking it out.